Welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Legacy, and I've got a wild one for you today. This is 4-color Yorion Worldgorger Dragon combo. This deck comes from Patreon subscriber Yo This Is Crazy, which is an accurate description of this deck. The inspiration came from an event in Portugal. Somebody top forward an event over there with something very close to this. The only change that I've made is I made room for 4 Orcish BOWMASTERs. This is a card that did not exist when this list was posted, and it's an obvious shoo-in for the deck. Clearly, we're in BOWMASTERS world. It's everybody's job in the format right now to either play or beat BOWMASTERs, and one of the best ways to beat BOWMASTERs is by playing BOWMASTERs. And here we are doing that. And more specifically, the thing I was very excited about BOWMASTERs is that it's a win condition with Worldgorger Dragon. Worldgorger Dragon, if you're not familiar with this, 6 mana, flying trample, 7/7. When it enters the battlefield, exile all your other permanents. When it leaves the battlefield, return all your exiled permanents to the battlefield. The combo here is you animate dead this, which is an aura that as long as animate dead's on the battlefield, you can reanimate a creature from your graveyard. And when animate dead leaves the battlefield, that creature dies. So you animate dead, Worldgorger, and that exiles all your permanents, including animate dead, which kills the Worldgorger. And then animate dead comes back into play and brings back Worldgorger, and you loop all your permanents in and out of play as much as you'd like. The permanents don't come into play tapped or anything unless they do normally. Everything just shows up as it normally would. You can float mana in between Gorger flips, and you get infinite mana out of this combo. If you have abundant growth, you can draw as many cards as you like. Baleful Strix works the same way. Spellseeker can tutor as many cards from your deck as you want, or as many relevant spells as possible. And then when you're done, if your opponent is still alive, you just animate some other creature to end the loop and win however you like. Orcish BOWMASTERs solves the biggest problem that Worldgorger Dragon decks have ever had, which is how do I win after I've done all this? You see Worldgorger decks playing weird cards, like Ambassador Liquatus is a throwback. You eventually animate Ambassador and then mill your opponent's deck. Some decks play Sunscorched Desert. I think that's the one that's just like a land that taps for colorless and pings your opponent for 1 when it comes into play. Orcish BOWMASTER is just a real Magic card on its face. You're happy to put it into play. You're happy to have it in your deck. And if you happen to assemble Worldgorger Dragon, it deals infinite damage to your opponent. The rest of the cards in this deck, it's just a crazy smattering of everything. There's a Griselbrand down here off screen. I figured it was better to give you this nice grid of every other card rather than the rest of Griselbrand. That's down there, though. We've got Griselbrand, Atraxa, and Worldgorger in our reanimation package. There's 1 Uro. There's 4 Entombs tying this all together. You can Entomb for Uro. You can Entomb for Loam. You can Spellseeker for Entomb. Fable of the Mirror Breaker gains a bunch of advantage, puts cards in the graveyard where you mostly want them. And then there's a bunch of just bug-colored interaction spells and cantrips all scattered about. This thing's crazy. I love a control deck with a combo juke, and that's exactly what's going on here. As far as respecting BOWMASTERs, we have our own 4, 2 Fatal Push, a Sheoldred's Edict, which is great because it's sacrifice a non-token creature you can get around the army, or you can kill the army if that's getting out of control. Down on the Lock, Abrupt Decay, Spellseeker can tutor all those. We've got a respectable number of answers to this card in our deck. And let's go try this thing. I could talk for another 10 minutes about every card, or we can just go play it, and that's what I'm going to do. This is Yorion Worldgorger with Orcish BOWMASTERs. I'm on the draw in round 1 with an incredible hand, extremely disruptive, and shoves the BOWMASTERs along the way. Love this. A Windswept Teeth strategy. Sylvan Safekeeper in this economy. Okay, they are depths. Wasteland obliterates me. But let's hope they don't have a Wasteland. Everything else is covered. course, they have a Wasteland. Okay, I'm going to take the Knight of the Reliquary from their hand. They can have Prismatic Ending and a bunch of stuff. I'm going to get wasted and then got to find a black source before I'm dead. And going straight for the Wasteland as you do when you have nothing else to do. Okay, deck, let's get this black source back in. Nope, not yet. The Stone Cold Nuts picked apart by a 0 mana uncounterable effect. Welcome to Legacy. Windswept Teeth, I did not see that when I thought sees them. Still have pretty good information over there. They have one unknown card. And it's time to draw a black source, please, deck. Oh my god. Okay, well, here we are. I have a wall of permission still, but now they know that I'm missing land drops, and they might aggressively seek out the second Wasteland if they have something like Crop Rotation, which I will snap off Force of Will on, for the record. There's the stage. Ox Diamond, okay. There goes the Plateau. I'm going to Force of Negation, whatever this is. It's either going to be Minsc and Bua, Green Sun Zenith. It was a Zenith. I'm going to pitch Drown on the Lock because we're miles away from that being castable. Last card in their hand is Prismatic Ending. Deck, the coast is wide open here. How about that land? Oh my god, we did it. Sweet relief. Underground Sea is the one that I want here because that unlocks the rest of my hand. And I'm just going to BOWMASTERS here, go after the Sylvan Safekeeper. I know they have Prismatic Ending in their hand. I don't care. They want to spend a land on this board to keep their thing around. That's fine. I don't get an army because the ability fizzles. That's how that works. And now we start working through it. Unless they rip another Wasteland. Another stage, sure. They're not a deck that really draws cards. They have some number of Sylvan libraries in the 75, but I'm not gonna force to protect my Bowmaster. Okay, we need them not to draw a natural Dark Depths until we figure out this Sylvan Safekeeper situation. Oh yeah. You know what card is perfectly reasonable? This one. If we keep their land count so low that they can't make Merit Lage even if they draw it, that's a way out of this. And they're kind of locked into protecting the Sylvan Safekeeper because I have Karakas sitting in play. You can't make depths in this environment. Please don't draw Dark Depths right now. I'm not ready. Outland Liberator. Does this card matter? It's bigger than what I'm doing. No, I think I have to leave that around and then brainstorm my way out of this. Okay. A forest. We are going to hit a land drop. Good news, everybody. And I'm going to cast Brainstorm. Fatal Push, Spellseeker, Abrupt Decay. This is a pretty good spread of cards. I'm going to get rid of this Thoughtseize. Or at least put it 2 back. It's not going anywhere just yet. Liberator's getting in. And it's going to flip, which is fine. It's mostly the same card. Do I want a Spellseeker here for a shuffle? I could cast Brainstorm. I could just Abrupt Decay or Fatal Push. What does Spellseeker even get? Life from the Loam is actually pretty sick here. Yeah, I'm going to Spellseeker for Life from the Loam and just put them on the you better figure it out plan. If I can work my way up to Yorion here, I think we're doing okay. I would like to use the ability. I would like Life from the Loam. Can't wasteland my forest. My mana is set up one way or the other here. They could still draw Merit Lage right now, and I would have to do some work. Well, let's see. They would play Dark Depths, copy it. That kills 2 of the lands, only 1 land left. Actually, Fatal Push plus Karakas does cover Merit Lage. I just go after the Safekeeper first, and then bounce Merit Lage, and we're all set. They continue not doing anything. That's my favorite thing for them to do. Do another land. I could Loam, make sure it hits all 3 lands. Yeah, I think I'd like to just cash out this Loam for the max this turn. I'm gonna leave up Fatal Push Karakas. I could get basic Swamp here. Though I'm so far ahead of Wasteland at this point, it basically doesn't matter. I do want access to black. And eventually I'm going to cast Yorion. I'll just get Bayou for now. They could try to endurance me here or crop rotation for Bajuka Bog, but I have Force of Will for either of those things. Okay, it just happened. I can Fatal Push now, and that would save me a damage because it would become daytime. Yeah, I am going to Fatal Push now. Does this kill me? No, okay. Yeah, they don't have enough mana to crop rotate meaningfully here. They could rotate for Sajiri Step, I guess. Okay, they've spent a Thespian Stage to protect this creature. And I'm going to pass the turn and it will become daytime, making their other creature smaller. And I just need my last 10 life points to hold out long enough to beat this thing. Haha, the depths. Just in time. Still not ready to block. We'll see if this slowly diminishing life total eventually catches up to me, but for now, I'm having a good time. Not going to Dredge Loam. Wasteland, okay. That's what I'm talking about. Am I going to suddenly pivot onto Wastelocking them? That would be sweet. I could Brainstorm and just have some spells available. I could Wasteland, that turns on crop rotation in a way that I don't love. Okay, I'm just going to play... I just completely brain farted and did something that made no sense at all. I just played my land. I was gonna Wasteland and pass, but now I've just done nothing. Sometimes your brain turns off. I don't know what to tell you. Weird. It might be time to start blocking. Yeah, I meant to Wasteland Savannah and pass the turn, and then I just clicked on Underground Sea. Okay, pass. I don't have enough mana to wish for Yorion and hold up Abrupt Decay plus Arrakis, which is what I need here. I'm going to Decay Safekeeper and see what happens here. This is all pre-combat. Or in combat, but before damage. Sacking the depths. Okay. Not interested in that one. And I'm going to block this thing. I'm at 8 now. Starting to get worried about it. Okay, not going to Dredge Loam. Oh, Atraxa. I can cast that next turn. Okay, Brainstorm for now. Let's start there. Oh my god, they have Bowmasters here. That would be so annoying. They can cast off Mox Diamond. Okay, they didn't have... that didn't happen. They put back 2 lands. And then I can Brainstorm again to flip the PAL back. And I do want to be... I don't want to Wasteland because I want to cast Atraxa next turn. Brainstorm now. Otawara and Beseju. Beseju's pretty good. Put back Bloodstained Mire and Wasteland. I can Animate Dead and still hold up Beseju. I could take their Knight of the Reliquary or bring back my Spellseeker. But Frenzy Trapper can kill Animate Dead, but that's okay. Yeah, I don't even mind that. Or get back Bowmaster. Yeah, that's 2 creatures. Cool. Even better. Animate Dead my Bowmaster. Exactly what was intended when you put these cards in this deck. Deal 1 to Safekeeper. Keep that coming. I think they have to keep committing lands to this. At this point, if they lose a creature, they're in so much trouble. Or if I get 2 blockers, they're completely destroyed. It looks like they're lining up with Swords to Plowshares here, which is fine. Oh, just burned off the white. That's even better. Doesn't mean they don't have it. They might just use it somewhere else. Okay, pass the turn. Next turn, I'm casting Atraxa. Flagstones, okay. You can attack with both creatures here. Decided not to. Block the Liberator. Suddenly, we have 7 mana. Play... I think I want to play Wasteland, leave Otawara in my hand. Okay, white, green, blue, black. 1, 2, 3. Atraxa? Question mark? I would love for this Atraxa trigger to give me a blue card to back her up with Force of Will. Okay, that's fine. Just gaining 7 on this board is completely acceptable to me. Okay, Orcish Bowmaster is my creature. Sheoldred's Edict is my instant. Animate Dead is my enchantment. Badlands is my... or wait. Fable's better. Does it matter? I think I want Animate Dead and Badlands. And I get a sorcery, even though I don't want one. Yeah, I guess I'll take this Thoughtseize. Okay, that was pretty good. I declined the Fable because they have this Frenzy Trapbreaker in play, a card that I don't really want to have to navigate. I also did not end up with any blue cards to back up the Force. Just going to spam BOWMASTERS this turn. Animate Dead BOWMASTER. You give your creature share out. In response, flash and BOWMASTER. I even have the life total to Thoughtseize now pretty comfortably. I'm sitting on Wasteland. Jolter's Edict can kill Merit Lage even around a Safekeeper. You just name token. Brainstorm, powerful effect. I'm going to start with Thoughtseize. See what they've been working with. See this Crop Rotation or Swords to Plowshares they've been sitting on for all these turns. Just Mox Diamond. Alright, yeah, that's even worse. Animate Dead, target Orcish BOWMASTERS. Black, blue. I can flash in the other one as necessary. They could destroy Animate Dead in response to its trigger, and then I don't get the BOWMASTER. They lose their Trapbreaker, but they get to save a land or Safekeeper. Okay, deal 1 to Safekeeper, and now I'm going to get tricky with Wasteland. So they're going to sack Flagstones. I'm going to Wasteland Savannah. They're going to do it again in response. And then I'm going to BOWMASTER in response again. They're out of lands to save their Sylvan Safekeeper with. What a wild game. It just took 5 Orcish BOWMASTERs to beat the turn 1 Sylvan Safekeeper. Gotta love blue decks versus that card. Okay, Assassin's Trophy coming in, Witherbloom Command coming in. Damnation seems reasonable here. That's a card I've not played in a long time. Fatal Push, Damnation, bunch of removal spells. Force of Negation kind of mid, but it was important that game. I'm not going to give that game a lot of credit. Now I know the matchup, I won't just raw dog myself into Wasteland. Thoughtseize also medium. And I don't hate it, but if you're behind, it's a terrible top deck. I can leave a couple in. I like every other card that's in this deck. Let's go. A Gorger in my hand, which is not good, but BOWMASTERS is good with access to a bunch of basic lands. I'm in. Savannah. Mox Diamond. I'll force a Sylvan Library, I think, though BOWMASTERS does come after that thing pretty good. Alright, Zenith for 1. I'm not going to fight over that. Elvish Reclaimer, you got it. I'm going to play this access to basic Swamp and pass the turn. Wasteland, I can play around it this time. Basic Island, and I'm going to pass. I can Brainstorm if I need to. I can BOWMASTER if they give me a target. Brainstorm, perfectly functioning as a blue card for this Force of Will to make sure I don't just die suddenly. Spinning away the Wasteland, realizing that's not where this game's going. Good call. Went straight for the Thespian stage. Worrisome. Blackstones. Okay, that's why they went for stage. I was about to say, normally they go for Flagstones first if they're not planning on winning right now. I'm going to go for BOWMASTERS now, just for mana efficiency. Put this Swamp into play. Just poke them for 1 on their face with BOWMASTERS. And then I can still Brainstorm for full value here. Entomb. That doesn't work well versus this Elvish Reclaimer. Abundant Growth and Boseiju. Put back Worldgorger. Put back Tropical Island. I can hold up Boseiju to make sure I don't just die. I think that's better than Abundant Growthing. Yeah, without a blue card for Force, I'm just going to be patient here. Sacking Flagstones, getting Savannah and Depths. Depths combo is available. 1, 2, activate 1. If they have a land drop, they can protect with Sajiri Step. I'd like to Entomb here, but that does tap me out of Boseiju. We'll see if they read that Boseiju is what I have here. I'm going to Entomb Worldgorger because that's the one that I both care the least about if it gets exiled right now and wins the game on the spot if I try Animate Dead. And somehow it is both. Fetching for Forest. There is another island in the deck. I'm going to play Scalding Tarn first, and I'm going to Abundant Growth my Swamp. This way, if they... I'm holding up a Boseiju at all times. I can fetch a green source with this if they get antsy. And it looks like passing the turn is going to be my option. They've seen Sheoldred's Edict. They can protect Merit Lage with Sejiri Step. They've not seen Boseiju. They have seen Loam in my green deck. Okay, let the copy happen. Let the Legend Rule occur. Then in response to this ability, Boseiju the stage. They can spin Dark Depths into Bojuka Bog, just clear my graveyard for the future. They could spin some other land away, invest in future value. Lots of options here. It's getting another stage, okay. And passing the turn. Lanes, okay. They've shuffled my deck since the last time I looked at it. I'll just take a draw. Animate Dead. Okay, I mean, there it is, but this creature is still a problem. I believe I'm almost out of basics here. I can fetch one more island, but if I just put Yorion in my hand here. Okay. I suspect they'll spend this turn tutoring depths. At least I hope so. Then try to give me some room to get this Animate Dead and GG. Oh wait, they can just depths now. Oh, but they didn't. Wow. But they have done it. 1-2, activate. 1-2. It was there, wasn't it? What did I miss? Oh. Maybe they were just being careful. They want to make sure they can Sejiri Step it. That's fair. Okay. In the upkeep, I think I'm just going to draw. We drew Caracas. That's pretty good. Okay. What can I walk my opponent into this turn? That is fun and interesting. If I fetch with Verdant Catacombs, I can try and Animate Dead. Bayou, Animate Dead, target Worldgorger. They have to spin up an answer here or they lose. I'm going to hope that they sack the Wasteland or just go off in response and then rotate away something else. I'm just forcing some kind of action here because this is a game-ending spell, and I'm sandbagging the Caracas. And I can force a crop rotation, force an endurance. I'm going to make you use Reclaimer if I can. Come on, tap or sack the Wasteland. Just get it out. They could not be fooled. But that does mean they can't stage and protect this turn. Okay, I'm going to go to combat. If they think they can ambush a block with Dark Depths, I'm going to blow them out. They're going to play around it. But yeah, 1-2 copy. Yep, just put Caracas into play. This at least buys me a turn. Still in trouble though. Got to figure this one out pretty quick. If I draw my own Wasteland, that's a good one. Or some flying blocker, some removal spell. Got options, but I'm running out of them and I only get one draw step. Okay, we'll see if they want to play into my stuff. Go to white. Looks like they're just going for it and we're going to lose. They're making moves here. And maybe I'm supposed to force that Green Sun Zenith on turn 1. This Elvish Reclaimer did everything this game. They basically played no other important spells, took no other important actions, just coast to coast with the Reclaimer. Why doesn't BOWMASTERS have reach? It's an archer. Come on. There's so many words on this card already. Why not just one more? Okay, going to game 3. I don't think there's anything in my deck that would be better in my sideboard or vice versa. We saw red. They might just shove Minsc and Boo at some point. Hope I can go over the top of that one. That game was largely came down to not drawing a single removal spell at any point. And we did present a deterministic Worldgorger win with force backup. I mean, obviously, we knew it could be answered, but there was a chance the Bojuka Bug was in their hand. Cool. I'm going to keep this one. It does not have to be soft to Wasteland. I could fetch Basic Forest first and Abundant Growth it. I think I'm going to do that. I think that's better than fetching Bayou into Thoughtseize. I can Thoughtseize next turn and see what's going on. Yeah, this is just Basic Forest, Abundant Growth. And Abrupt Decay. Cool. I can kill whatever comes into play, and if they don't put anything into play, I can Thoughtseize them. This land go. I'd love to find another land here. Drown in the Lock. Okay. Well, Thoughtseize you. Thoughtseizing first, because they're not going to have counterspells unless it's Veil of Summer, and I can't play around that anyway. Endurance, Wasteland, Knight of the Reliquary, Minsc and Boo. I'm more worried about Minsc and Boo than I am about Knight of the Reliquary. However, Knight comes down sooner. I can't play my land now that I've seen this Wasteland. Or I can play it and hope that they spend a turn wasting me and it takes them further away from Minsc and Boo. Yeah, I think that's how I'm going to play this. Put Knight in the graveyard. And Minsc and Boo is unbeatable, though. And I have a removal spell in my hand for Knight. Yeah, I'm taking Minsc and Boo, forget it. And I'm just not going to make a land drop into the Wasteland. We're planning for the super long game here. Whatever that ends up looking like. The Sage Who Endures. Okay. I can play this land. And I missed a land drop last turn. Air quotes, missed a land drop. Didn't play a land last turn. Now they have to choose whether they're going to put their Knight into play or waste me for the turn. And I'll Bowmaster them to get a clock going if they waste. And if they play Knight, I'll just decay it. Yep. Looks like they're going for the Sage and the Knight. Unfortunately, because I played Boseiju, I can't drown in the lock the Knight. I have to decay it. This resolves. Then black-green, kill it. Okay, deck, keep the lands coming. Assassin's Trophy, that can kill a Minsc and Boo. I'm going to Spellseeker or Light from the Loam right now. That makes me not care about Wasteland. The Endurance is there, but we can figure this out. Give me time. I'll make it happen. I'm also a Reanimator deck with Entomb in my hand. So if they spend time Endurancing my Light from the Loam, that's that piece of interaction they don't have. There's the Wasteland. Taking out the Trop. They could just cast Endurance right now. They're going to make me commit to it first. That's fair. Sick to draw a land right now that makes blue. Or black. Oh, Force of Will. Okay, I can force Endurance. Easy. And I think forcing Endurance is worth doing here. Worth 2 cards to make this the mana denial plan not a thing anymore. And now Endurance is out of their hand versus my Entomb. Might just Entomb Uro here and go to work. Depending on what they do right now. Okay, blue, blue, green, green. Yeah, Bayou works here. Bayou, Entomb Uro. Oh, this... I might not even be able to go for Uro because they're threatening a crop rotation win. Maybe I should get Worldgorger or Atraxa and just play to the high roll here because Animate Dead works. Alright, I'm going to get Worldgorger. Animate Dead for the win. Not going to Dredge Loam. Drew the Atraxa. Perfect. Just what I was looking for. And I have to hold up Assassin's Trophy because I'm dead to crop rotation. Passing the turn. I'll probably Dredge Loam next turn to make sure I keep hitting land drops. I'm just going to work my way up to Atraxa now. We're just constantly fluctuating on this game plan. And I can Bowmasters in the end step, put a real clock on them. Attacking for 3 is pretty good. The Zenith for 1. This is going to be Reclaimer probably. Yep. Okay, I'm no longer attacking for 1. Now I can Bowmaster. Go 1 to the face, Dredge Loam. I don't think I can trophy the Reclaimer as much as I'd like to. Loam for 2 targets here. And I guess I'm just going to pass the turn. My opponent's also at 4.5 minutes on their clock to my 6.5. I could just focus on not losing for a little while. And I'll win eventually. Another Entomb. This one can grab Uro. I should put Yorion in my hand. Okay, that's free money. That's a tutor and a blocker for next turn. This is a good spot to Bajuka Bog me. Loam is in there, Gorger's in there. I haven't committed anything to the table yet, but there's a lot of value down there. Unless they're moving straight for depths. Also reasonable. Your Caracas makes my Traxa worse and my Yorion. That's annoying. I'm not going to Entomb anything here. I am going to Dredge Loam, though. And if I fetch and then Loam, get this Badlands, Alone with 2 targets. We'll see if they want to bog here. I can't imagine you would want to bog in this position. 1, 2, right. I have to destroy the land, not the merit lage. Yep, make your copy. Legend rule. Trophy the land. They still have Reclaimer. They can grab another stage or another depths here. Spin that around for free. Another stage. Their Caracas is rough. I need one of my wastelands pretty soon. Bajuka Bog from the hand. Okay, well, that's out of the way now. I'm not upset about that, actually. And they can go 1, 2, tutor, activate. Okay, this is actually a turn that I need to do something real. Okay, they can't do that anymore now that they've done that. Entomb. Get Grizzlebrand. That's the last big O. I could get Baleful Strix. And tutor, reanimate Baleful Strix. I think I just tutor Sheoldred's Edict, though. Float Grizzlebrand in the graveyard. Looted Delta and Yorion. Okay, here's Yorion. Hope that I can successfully flicker my Spell Dancer. Spell Seeker. What is this card? Oh, you have Pyroblast. Okay, never mind. Well, that sucked. Now they can get Depths. Can't activate it yet, though. You're getting your money's worth here. We're both under 5 minutes on the clock. I'm going to fetch in my upkeep. Get a basic island. And come on. Oh, okay, Ponder. I'll cast Ponder. That's a good one. Force of Will, not helpful. Shuffle this. Shuffle the library. Found Brainstorm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think Brainstorm is better than Atraxa here. Because of the Caracas. And we spike the Sheoldred's Edict. Easy game. Okay. Put back Wooded Foothills and Atraxa, because I would like to start casting that thing next turn. Okay. Opponent's going to have to sacrifice a non-token or a creature token, which gets around all this other junk they're trying to do. And you have a Merit Lage. And I don't want to let them know they don't have Merit Lage going into their turn, so I'm going to wait till their turn to do it. Each opponent sacrifices a creature token. That's you. Now I have to not time out for a while. Starting their beatdowns. Round on the lock. Black, blue. I'm going to destroy this. They can spin up Sejiri Step to protect it, but anything that gets interaction out of the way on our way towards stabilizing is good. Speaking of stabilizing, here's Atraxa. Green, blue, black, white. 1, 2, 3. They have Caracas. This is a lot of looks at Wasteland. We're in there. Swords to Plowshares, even better. Okay, Animate Dead, Orcish Bowmasters, Bloodstained Mire, Force of Will. Done. Play Bloodstained Mire, and I'm not going to Animate Dead the Grizzlebrand because the Caracas is still there. There's probably something valuable to Animate Dead, but I'm up by 1 minute on the clock, and I want to make sure I don't accidentally click my way out of this game. Endurance, yep. Figured that one out. Played around it. They can attack here. Oh, I don't know if I have a black source. I'm just going to chump with the army. All I have to do is be alive for another minute and 15 seconds. Okay, now I can ponder. I'm not going to ponder, forget it. Just pass the turn. I would ponder in real life, but now we're just trying to survive for 75 seconds, and I don't want to fall behind on my clock by pondering. They have this stupid Yavimaya in play. Bowmasters. Deal 1, 2, Endurance. Then triple block it. Is that right? I guess Reclaimer was a better card than Endurance. Okay, I'll block like this. I'm also just at 20. Why do I have to block this at all? Alright, Swords of Plowshares. I'm not even going to force this, I don't care. The Spellseeker is actually the card I care about, because that's the best one to Animate Dead. Baleful Strix, black, blue. Animate Dead, black, green. Animate Dead resolves. Spellseeker's in play. Search for... I think I just want, like, Drown in the Lock. That's a counter and a removal spell. Shields are up. Go. They're gonna time out, but I think I'm genuinely winning this game, too. Oh, Horizon Canopy. Bowmaster me, daddy. Heck yeah. We got one. One trigger in 3 games of Magic. Making the blocker is worth more than the point of damage here. It's so sick. Okay, I'm gonna Strix and Chump. Probably better Chump with Spellseeker. It doesn't have any power or toughness. But like I said, doesn't matter. Just racing towards the end of this game. And pass the turn. And they're out of time. What a crazy, grindy game that was. Been doing a lot of like 4 or 5 rounds against combo in the leagues lately, and very exciting that we got a 50-minute match. I hope it doesn't happen too many times because I get paid by the league here, not by the minute. But that was great Magic, and we ran it down to the bottom of the clock. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there. I find myself on the play in a Yorion mirror in round 2. I'm going to keep my hand. I'm going to Thoughtseize and see what's cooking over there. I can use a basic in case they are Death and Taxes. God, I hope it's not, though. Okay, it's not. Is this the mirror match? Not with this Retrofitter boundary, it's not. Yikes. Okay, Bowmasters is annoying. Brainstorm changes everything. Alright, I'll take the Bowmasters. Wild. I was just counting on Fable of the Mirror Breaker to make this hand work. That's why I took the Bowmasters. This Retrofitter might actually just go coast to coast, but I'm still more worried about Bowmasters. Oh, okay. That's an option. Waste you. Let's see if that pays out. Knew about this Misty Rainforest. We know they still have a Brainstorm too. Just land go from me. How many Wastelands are in this deck? Wow, it's just 1. I've been finding that thing a lot. I assume there were more than 1. Wrong. Busted. Now they have to decide if they're going to end step Brainstorm or try to go for it on their turn. I'm strongly considering Force of Negation on the Brainstorm. That'll flush out the Force of Will from them. At least I hope it will. I'm going to go... Oh wait, that's a Ponder. Okay. Changed my mind. Knowing that they have a second cantrip, I'm not really in a hurry to fight over this one. As much as I'd like Fable to resolve, it's still a 2-for-1 if it doesn't. Found an Underground Sea. They still have the Brainstorm. Reanimate. Interesting. I could reanimate their Bowmaster. That could cause trouble for them at some point. I'm just going to try to sniff out one of these Force of Wills right now. Volcanic Island Fable. Brainstorm in response. There goes that one. Seeing Retrofitter, we should assume this is an Urza Saga deck. I wonder if this is Esper Vial or just Dimir cards. What are we playing against here? Force pitching Force. Yep. Can't win that fight. Not on my turn, anyway. And Fable's not an instant, unfortunately. Found land number 3. Esper confirmed. Another land. I could just put their Bowmasters into play, or I could... I'm going to put Yorion in my hand. Just holding this Atraxa with the Reanimate, even Thoughtseize myself, Reanimate Atraxa, is a reasonable line. Okay, they have a Bowmaster. Now me getting their other Bowmaster is better. I have a real removal target. Gotta watch my clock like a hawk. Busy talking while we're in a grindy Yorion mirror. Not the best. Oh dear. Just start wastelanding you out here. Okay, fetch for Bayou. Life from Molome, target Wasteland, Scalding Tarn, Luda Delta. I'm leaving up black so I can reanimate still. Wasteland, get in. They're floating a black. Just gonna move phases as you do. Another Bowmaster, okay. Hard mode activated. Not that hard though. Okay, reanimate your Bowmaster. Kill one of these things, I get to amass an army. And then they'll have a 2-2 versus my Bowmaster setup. I can't Yorion this Bowmaster, unfortunately. It would show back up on their side. Jeez, number 4, okay. That's pretty good. Yep, that is all 4. A new plan is Atraxa. Wow, I'm already at 9. So that does happen fast, doesn't it? I'm going to chump block and then just put Yorion into play. Just have the biggest creature here. I am going to Dredge Loam too. Just have that one ready. Oh, I found Uro. That might be worth doing here. It triggers both the Bowmasters, but it is a seriously stacked creature to be in play. Yeah, I'm in for it. Green, green, blue, blue. And there's a Grizzlebrand there too. Okay, I gain 3 before they deal 2. That's the order that happens in. The army goes up to a 5/5. And I think there's a Tropical Island still in the deck to cast Loam with. Tropical Island, Life from the Loam. Loam also works around Bowmasters, because I can replace the second draw with a Dredge. They just have Swords to Plowshares immediately. That's okay, I have Forces. Force, Pitch, Ponder. I'm not going to let this army get any bigger. You have a Ponder now, okay. I'm also at Atraxa if I want to take a turn off wasting them. And sometimes you draw all 4 Bowmasters in your top 20 cards, and sometimes you dredge Grizzlebrand and Uro off of a single Loam Dredge in your 80 cards, both of which are 1-ofs. We're both flaunting against the laws of math here. Pondered into another Ponder. They're now Hellbent. Except for whatever Ponder comes up with. Did not shuffle. Terrifying. Draw for turn, don't dredge Loam here. Oh, my very own. Okay. Wasteland, I'm going for it. I'll save the Atraxa for later, because I can dredge here and then have mana to kill both of their Bowmasters. So I replace the draw with a dredge, which does not trigger Bowmasters. 6/6 coming in. And then I can Bowmaster, kill your Bowmaster, Yorion, flicker my Bowmaster, kill your other one. This is good magic. Second main. Bow. And they know I'm holding Yorion, as long as there's a fetchable still in the deck. Alright, there are a few. Hope they're not a Daze deck. Cool. Flicker Bowmaster, do not flicker. Okay, nice. That was sick. Esper Vial versus 4-color Soup is the matchup, it seems. Witherbloom Command, very good against Bowmasters. -3, -1. Those are the correct numbers. Veil of Summer looks good here. Fatal Push. Assassin's Trophy. Various Red Blasts. Might just off-force. I'm off-force a negation for sure. Force of Will. I am a combo deck. I should keep that. Baleful Strix is very bad against Orcish Bowmasters. Blusterstorm hits Swords to Plowshares, where Pyroblast doesn't, but Pyroblast hits some number of creatures. I'm going to keep the Blast. Loam was a game breaker. Fatal Push important. Maybe Thoughtseize isn't that important. I need to make 4 more cuts, and it's basically Thoughtseize versus Force of Will in my head right now. Which ones I don't want in the deck. I think I'd rather have my Thoughtseizes. Okay. Shield's down. Carpet of Flowers is reasonable to bring in as well. Just kind of out of room here. And I think I'm a better land deck than they are. I have more mana, better mana. See if that's true. Based on this keep, that only makes 2 colors. But wants 4. Island Ponder though, right? Sign up. And they did see both Reanimate and Grizzlebrand last game. I didn't hide anything from them, despite not actually executing on any of that. And I'm keeping Witherbloom Command can also destroy Aether Vial. If that happens here. Wow, what is this? Oh, turn 1 Brainstorm? What are we playing around? Pyroblast is in my hand. Are you that hard up for a land drop? Interesting. Turn 1 Brainstorm, go. Wild stuff. Okay, I now have 4 spells in my hand that my lands don't cast. Oh no. The other tropical island, gonna have to shuffle this. Come on, fetch land, Orcish BOWMASTERS, another uncastable. 4-color mana base coming in strong here. Urza Saga, okay. That's a good card. Staff the Storyteller is good too. Black Source off the top, we get to go nuts. Come on, Witherbloom Command. Fetch land, Black Source. Yeah, too easy. I'm gonna fetch for Badlands, destroy Staff of the Storyteller, and kill the creature. Or no, I don't care about the creature. Badlands, destroy Staff, and pick up a land. Target player mills 3 and destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent. I'm gonna mill 3. Staff's gonna die. Green, black. Maybe BOWMASTERS is better than doing this, but lining up my land drop seems like it's totally worth doing. Force pitching Strix, okay. That was a 2-for-1 in all sorts of directions. Do I have a Meltdown in my sideboard that I forgot to bring in? I sure do. Yeah, I identified last game that they were an Urza Saga deck and then just never did anything about it. But it looks like they are Brainstorm locked and trying to work through that right now. Not the best place to be. I can Drown in the Lock, I can BOWMASTER, I got all sorts of options here. I'm just going to pass the turn. So they can tutor here, they can get Retrofit or Foundry, make a Servo. If they do that, they're losing their whole board into my BOWMASTERS. If they think they can make a Servo to charge the Staff to try to draw cards and hit their land drop, I'm coming for them. No Soul Guide Lantern. Yeah, that works too, I guess. Another Staff. Okay. I'm going to respond to this one with the BOWMASTERS and kill the first Spirit. You make another Spirit here. If they ever draw cards, their Spirits start dying and my army gets bigger. We're up to K. And I can cast that card. I think I'm just going to attack with my army, though. My black source, also being my red source, is really gating my hand. Every single card in my hand is red and or black. I'm just going to hold up my answers and let Orcish BOWMASTER do the thing that it does here. Yeah, emergency card draw. Probably wanted to attack first. At least get something out of the Spirit before it just dies. Okay. They must have missed the land drop there and had enough. Okay, cool. BOWMASTER, messed up. Let's go. You come here to level up at Magic. To level up as a software engineer, check out the new YouTube series Dev Better, hosted by the founder of 7-Factor Software and Magic player, Jeremy Duvall. 7-Factor's small teams of high-performing engineers build custom mobile apps, APIs, and highly scalable systems for Fortune 500 companies and ambitious startups with great ideas. If you'd like to hire 7-Factor, or maybe join their team, contact them through their website at 7factor.io. And don't forget to subscribe to 7-Factor's YouTube for every episode of Dev Better. I'm on the draw for round 3. Force but no blue card. Handful of gas otherwise. I'm going to keep this. Opponent just said they've just started playing Legacy and I need to go easy. Welcome to the format, genuinely. Best place in Magic. Let's go. Opponent's on a Multa 6. Savannah. Okay. Drop rotation, turn 1. Can't force that. Ancient Tomb. Uh-oh. I'm getting sphered. That's tough. Okay. Yep. That's a good start. My hand plays around this pretty well, though. Flusterstorm. How sick would flustering that crop rotation have been? Welcome to Legacy. All your permanents are in the graveyard now. But that's not what happened. Let's see what their follow-up is here. Dark Depths. Scary follow-up. Ponder. I could fetch Island, Forest, and just cast Ponder here. I was going to play Abundant Growth, but I suspect Ponder's better. Island, Forest, and start looking for answers to a Merit Lage. That might be happening next turn. Oh, just the best card in my deck? Got it. Can do deck. Great. I'm going to put Force Will in my hand now, and I'm going to draw Sheoldred's Edict next turn, and hope they just go in on Dark Depths. I've been really good at finding important one-ofs. Why don't I always play 80 cards if it's this easy? Come on, play the stage. Oh no. That's not the stage. It's Shadow Spear. That Wasteland is a huge bummer. I think I have to spend the turn Abrupt Decaying their Sphere of Resistance, and then try to dig out after that. Urza Saga. Powerful card. Crucible of Worlds, okay. Also a powerful card. Oh no, I blew it! I was supposed to Abrupt Decay in response, then Force. I might have just lost the game because I let that Crucible resolve. That was so bad. I forgot about sequencing. Whose first time is it playing Legacy? Seems like mine. Okay, Thoughtseize, they have one card left in their hand. Good chance that it's not even a spell. Gonna Abundant Growth here. Life from the Loam, oh my goodness. Right on time. Okay. Let's get ahead of that Wasteland while we still can. Always had it. And there is another island in my deck. There's not another forest, there's one swamp. Man, I blew it so hard on that Force of Will. This is gonna kill me. Okay, that's annoying, but I think ultimately okay at this point. Yeah, I know, you can Wasteland multiple times now. Okay, now what I need to do is Worldgorge my opponent. I'm not going to Dredge Loam. Oh my god. Well, the good news is we win here. Alright. I'm going to start with Thoughtseize, and then I can Entomb Animate. There's an Underground Sea and a Bayou still in the deck. Yep, I have room to do all of this. What do you got in your hand still? Ox Diamond. I'll take it. Okay. We're going to get a dragon win. Going to fetch for Underground Sea, or I should get Badlands here. I don't know if it matters. Badlands. Right, wasting my Badlands immediately. I'm just going to float black. I don't need that for very long. And Bayou, Entomb, Worldgorger Dragon, and Animate Dead Worldgorger Dragon. Welcome to Legacy. Now I can draw a card off of Abundant Growth. Does this work? I hope it does. They asked what's the finisher. They know enough about Legacy to know how this works. Oh yeah. We have an actual Gorger win in a deck that or in a game that I otherwise was definitely losing to my own foreplay. Witherbloom Command, Assassin's Trophy coming in. Life from the Loam. That one-up Life from the Loam, just delivering at all times. Fatal Push coming out. I think Meltdown is good enough. They're a big Urza Saga deck. Surgical Extraction coming in. Creature Removal can go. Creature Removal that doesn't hit Barrelage can go. Force of Negation, good. Force of Will, good. I think Thoughtseize can go. Oh, I get to keep one of these? Cool. Or add another card. Guess I'll keep a Thoughtseize then. Yeah, I'm not worried about Veil or Carpet. Fire Blast doesn't do anything. Damnation, not what I'm looking for. Okay, here we go. Oh, yikes. Island, Brainstorm, Keep? Is that what we're doing here? I don't think so. This hand just dies immediately to a Sphere. But I have Meltdown too. I'm gonna mulligan this. Okay, this one is much better. I'm gonna keep it and send one of the Force of Wills to the bottom. Exploration. Not a card I really want to play against, but I don't think it's where I'm sending my Force of Will. Saga is in. Assassin's Trophy, pretty good stuff. Basic Swamp, cast my one of Thoughtseize. Watch this hand just be Life from the Loam. Force of Vigor and Plow. Plow's better than Force of Vigor. Alright, I'll take that one. But Juka Bog's in the hand, that's good to know. Can't rotate into that one from there. Gonna have to just plop that into play at some point. I am in trouble to this faster as a Saga though. So Bowmaster does pick off the first construct just for free. They don't have a second in play. Second artifact. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go with Basic Island here. Gonna have access to Basic Swamp in my hand. This resolves, and then I'm gonna ping it. Not generally a card that you're excited about versus lands, but this is gonna save me a lot of damage killing this while it's a 1/1. Another one. Tutoring Soul Guide Lantern, that's fine. Cool thing about this deck and the fair reanimator decks in general, fair Gorger decks, Bug Gorger was a big thing a few years ago. People just play the game like your reanimator deck, which you are, and they do have to respect it, but also you're not. And whatever. That Horizon Canopy looking pretty loose right now. I think I want to get a forest and put Yorion in my hand. Just invest now. The other option is fetch for something that casts Force Negation and hold up Hardcast Force, but I want to get the Yorion going. Blast Zone, that's good next turn. I'm not going to engage with this construct. I can take 2. I'm a big guy, I can handle it. Abundant Growth, okay. Put this on the island. Oh, that's tough. If I put it on the island, I can cast Assassin's Trophy. Yeah, that's probably worth doing, because their plan's going to be Blast Zone from here. Cool. I haven't seen a Wasteland yet. Let's drop this in. And make an attack. Probably just let them Blast Zone me, actually, because I'm holding Animate Dead. I can bring my Bowmaster back. Amass a larger army. Yeah, I'm just not even worried about this. Oh, they're Horizon Canopying. Let's go. Take 1 bigger army for me. Okay, army can now tangle with Construct in combat, effectively. I can hardcast Force of Negation on a Life from the Loam, or basically anything. I think anything they tap mana for here that goes on the stack is going to get Force of Negation. But holding up Blast Zone instead. Oh, another one. Attack for 3. See if our zone gets blasted. It did not. In that case, I'll just pass the turn. Thespian Stage. That's a little bit spooky. I'm winning the damage race here. Just going to stay committed to it. There's a land that can cast Yorion, if that's what I want to do, and I think it's reasonable. Yorion with Force backup. Might finally get the Blast Zone popped this turn before Yorion flickers the Bowmaster. Fetch for Badlands. It's wastable, but it's fine. Everything's wastable. This existence is fleeting. Big Yorion. Looks like they are blasting the zone in response. Don't want to give me another round of Bowmastering. I can move my Abundant Growth now, which is great. Didn't want it on the island to start with. Let's put it on the forest. Entomb, Animate Dead. I'm here. I'm ready to party. We know Force of Vigor is in hand, but I have Force of Will in mine. Oh, right, Soul Guide Lantern's still in play. I can Assassin's Trophy that. I do have 3 black. I have exactly enough mana to make them run at this Gorger combo. Drop rotation. I'm not going to fight over that. Apparently it's just going to be a turn too slow. Oh, Caracas I don't care about at all. Yorion's back. That's also a blue card in my hand. Okay. I think the safer play is to play Bowmasters and just hang out for a little bit. But the play I'm going to make is going for Worldgorger. A trophy, black, green. Now they can decide if they want to draw a card or get a land from their deck. They decided to draw a card. Fair enough. Entomb. Get Gorger. Animate Dead. Let's see if they have 2 layers of protection here. Or if they even have a green card to pitch to force. Multiple questions to be asked. Juka Bog's already in the graveyard. Don't have to think about crop rotation here. Oh, Fairy Macabre. What a beating. Alright, that one works. Alright, fine. Then I will just pass the turn with my army that can block your construct. Crucible of Worlds. No, I don't think so. Force of Negation, pitching Force of Will. Okay, Expedition Map. That's not the Swords of Plowshares. I took that, right? That's right. That is how that works. You want to trade. A land would be sick here. If I can Bowmaster and Yorion. Force of Will. Okay, that's all I got. I could still Yorion here and redraw another card. They are setting up Merit Lage for the following turn. I would like to draw some cards while I can. Then I'll go to my end step and draw an extra card. They do have the Force of Vigor if they want to mess this up for me, but they haven't done it yet. Did draw a blue card for Force. Tutoring. So, like the other turn when I said Assassin's Trophy is what I'm going to do, but just playing Yorion is what the right thing would have been. And Assassin's Trophy in my hand at this point, I don't care about Soul Guide Lantern. There's just a lot to like about taking it slow, which is not what I did, obviously. I was going for Gorger. Team Gorger for life. Okay, I'm going to ponder first. Another Abundant Growth and an Entomb. I don't think I want any of this. I could keep the Abundant Growth. No, I am going to keep the Abundant Growth. That's actually kind of sweet. I can growth this swamp. I'm going to fetch in response to the trigger. I don't want the card that's on top. And if I redraw a land here, then I can replay Yorion and draw 2. Otawara, okay. An attack with my creatures. This is the last chance I'm going to get to have a good attack with my army. Oh, the thing actually dies right now. They don't have a second artifact. I'm going to ping Construct while it's still 1-1. And that grows my army before combat. They go to 7. Force of Will in my hand. Yorion that represents draw 2 and ping you for 1. But they are starting to set up the multiple Urza Saga late game engine. Everybody's life total is low. It's been a good game. That Fairy Macabre made it exciting. Life from the Loam targeting Saga, Blaststone, Saga, Blaststone, and Wood of Foothills. Yeah, that's fine. Do still have 2 land drops per turn. These lands don't cast Force of Vigor. They would have to pitch a card on my turn to do this. There goes a green card for Force of Vigor, so they either have another one, or that's just not the plan to play the game at all. Animate dead, okay. Just shuffled away and Entomb. Sad. I'm gonna attack with my army. It's big enough here. 1/1 Construct, ready to block. That's a deal. And Yorion Sky Nomad coming in. I think I will force the Force if they force here. A perfectly normal sentence. If they try to take out my Abundant Growths, it's worth 2 cards to protect that to me. Okay, immediately bouncing Yorion in response, sure. The timing of that probably doesn't affect anything. But I'll just draw 2 cards and ping you for another 1 here. My things come back onto the forest, onto the swamp, ping you for 1. Draw a card. Draw a card. Yorion endgames are such a delight. The fun thing about this particular board state is a lot of Yorion decks contain Caracas, so you can bounce your own Yorion, and my opponent, just to stay alive, has to bounce my Yorion. While I would prefer to have just killed them with my 4/5 flyer 2 turns ago, it's fun that I get to draw these cards. Okay, they're making a construct, and the first Saga's gonna pop here. Blaststone is still on 1. Shadow Spear, okay. Otawara can blow that out. They're tapping Blaststone for mana right now. Equipping Shadow Spear, okay. Resolves. They can make another construct. It would cost at least 1 life to do. They either have to fetch or tap Ancient Tomb. Holy moly. Okay. Surgical Extraction's a good one. I think I want to start with a Ponder. See if I can just find a clean, easy removal spell. How about Entomb Animate Dead for Atraxa? So Drown in the Lock is also a clean removal spell. Yeah, I'll take this Drown in the Lock. Because my opponent is just... Oh, they're 1 point short of dead on board. Black, blue. Kill this thing, even if they destroy their own graveyard, it's still gone. Oh, right, no, they are dead on board because they have to take 1 to make a blocker. And I can Otawara the blocker. And they're at exactly 6, and I have 5 to attack. Here's the fetch. Here's the blocker. Here's the removal spell. A tight game, but ultimately, my 4/4 army getting through. Yeah, going for the style points. Force of Vigor on your own creature. I'm not going to follow up with the style points to force it. Just in case. It's more important to me to keep this undefeated run going than to meme for the camera, but I considered forcing that. GG's opponent. On to the next round. The Command Tower software by Eminence Gaming is perfect for hosting TCG events. It features easy-to-create event registration for 1v1 and 4-player Swiss structure tournaments. Event management has never been so simple, and it's web-based, so there's no download required. Get access for just $5 at eminence.event/subscribe. On the play in round 4, with a hand that has Forest Blue card and Orcish BOWMASTERS in it. Easy keep. Wooded Foothills go. Snow-covered island from the opponent. Another fetch land. I'm just going to play my snow-covered island. I'm not going to make a mirror match joke because they don't have Yorion. They're probably on the 60 card version. If they cantrip, I'm shoving BOWMASTERS. Oh, we're show and tell. Uh-oh. The Zuven Drifter. I can kill that thing. I'm going to fetch for Badlands in response to this trigger and just kill this thing. Is Badlands better than Bayou? Yeah, I can get basic forest over here. Badlands it is. Grixis Yorion, again, on the channel. This league has already gone a lot better than my Grixis Yorion league went. Turns out adding colors and Bowmaster to your deck is the secret to success in Legacy. I'm killing this now in case it's just randomly Grizzlebrand on top and they draw a bunch of cards. Oh wow, this is important to you? Then it's important to me too. Kind of expected that to just die, and then it didn't, and they pitched a second Drifter to force it, which means they could have just played a replacement copy and decided to push the first copy instead. Can I draw that one Wasteland? That would be great here. Not mad about Brainstorm though. Looking for Thoughtseize. Abrupt Decay, not great. Basic Swamp, not great. I think I'm gonna put the Verdant Catacombs into play, keep the Abrupt Decay even though I don't really expect it to have targets, and hope that BOWMASTERS can start pressuring them this turn. Hope that they don't just show and tell me here. Okay, passing the turn. They are a Daze deck sometimes, but I'm still going to shove my BOWMASTER here. I think that having this in play and clocking them is what I need to be doing right now. Uh-oh, fetching in response. I hope this is a Brainstorm and not Daze. Disappointing. Okay. Knew it could happen. That's still a Daze out of their hand. I'll take it. Abundant Growth, targeting Island. This is an extra look at Thoughtseize this turn, which is the card I'm most interested in. Ponder. Come on, Thoughtseize. I'll take Force of Will, though. Force of Will strikes Abundant Growth. This hand just redraws all these cards. That's really good. Do not shuffle. Force of Will in my hand now. Pass the turn. Preordain. Lotus Petal. They bottom Preordain and then fired out a Lotus Petal where Abrupt Decay can hit it. And that's not what I'm doing this turn. Just 0%. I'm growing abundantly and then Strixing and then having a new card in my hand. Holding up Force Blue card throughout. Thoughtseize, there you are. Okay. Just don't combo me this turn and then I'll poke a hole in your plan and start Uroing. Guess I was right to fight over that Vesuvian Drifter that early. Fatal Push. It's nice that you can start the fight on a 1v1, 1-for-1 basis. Didn't have to force it on the way down. Okay, tell me about your thoughts. Grizzlebrand and Emrakul. I am less worried about Emrakul than I am about Grizzlebrand. Is that even true? If I take Emrakul, their graveyard shuffles in, determining if that is something I care about or not. I think I am going to do that. Because they preordain 2 cards to the bottom, and that shuffles those bad cards back into the mix. Then I can Entomb for Gorger here. Or maybe I just Entomb for Loam and get Uro going. Okay, show and tell. Force pitching Uro. Well, forget about getting Uro going. Their hand is Grizzlebrand, City of Traders. Entomb. What is the selection going to be? Gorger wins on the spot if I find an animate, but it has to be an animate. If I put Atraxa in the graveyard, that's something that can go off with Spellseeker into reanimate. I don't care about Loam anymore. Do I care about Loam? Maybe I do. That gives me Yorion 2 turns from now, which draws 2 cards. Alright, fine. I'm going for Loam. Loam, Dredges. There's an Ottawara in the mix there. Ottawara, land. Ottawara is pretty good. I would appreciate my opponent missing a land drop here. Or not missing a land drop, but not drawing a show and tell. Oh. Speaking of missing, I forgot to attack with Strix. I was busy trying to figure out what I meant to say by missing a land drop. Just don't draw another show and tell in a row. There's the city. Okay. I am going to fetch Underground Sea in here. I'm done dredging Loam for now. Oh, Spellseeker. Who knew? Should have dredged. Or should have entombed the Gorger. I could Spellseeker for Thoughtseize, strip the Grizzlebrand, and then Yorion threatens to flicker Spellseeker into Reanimate. This is sick. Spellseeker, find me a Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize, target you. Please don't have two Grizzlebrands in your hand. Grizzlebrand and Emrakul. Okay. I'm going to take Grizzlebrand this time because Otawara covers Emrakul unless they draw Sneak Attack. But we've seen the Zuvan Drifter in the main, which makes me think they might not be Sneak and Show. Though, what's this Volcanic Island for, if true? Okay, we're playing Draw-Go again. I like it. They only have 9 mana. Not close to Emrakul here. Do I want to dredge? I think I do. So if I fetch, I can get basic forest. Play from the loam, make 2 targets. Play my land. Do I want to reach for Yorion now? And I don't beat Sneak Attack with Otawara anyway, so I might as well get Yorion, because that's a good one to put in if they show and tell. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm okay with show and tell as long as it's not Omniscience. Sneak Attack kills me anyway. Okay, cool. Ground him out. I love Thoughtseize. Have I mentioned that? Big fan of that card. Surgical Extraction, Pyroblast, and Hydroblast. Veil of Summer is probably good. Make sure you win those counter wars. Witherbloom Command can kill a defense grid. So can Assassin's Trophy. Assassin's Trophy can also kill Grizzlebrand or Sneak Attack. These are in the maybe pile, but 9 cards coming in. Before that last game, I would have said Fatal Push comes right out, but Fatal Push won me that last game. Abrupt Decay. I think that's a worse Witherbloom Command and Assassin's Trophy. That's a free side grade. I like all my forces, obviously. I like Bowmaster. Edict's great. Loam is an important tool to have. I'm going to cut my Atraxa and my Grizzlebrand, even though those are funny cards to have in hand if my opponent resolves a show and tell. But their deck is going to give me plenty of targets for Thoughtseize and Animate Dead, and I leave in Gorger as my way to win on the spot. That's how I'm thinking about this. Drown on the Lock is pretty mid, but it is a blue card, and if we get to 3 cards in their graveyard, it becomes pretty good. Maybe Fable's too slow for this matchup, though it does beat Blood Moon, which is a thing that my deck is pretty bad at doing. Oh, I'm actually bringing in 3 Pyroblasts, so Fatal Push can go. I am going net up 1 answer, and without all my monsters in my deck, I can cut some of my Entombs. The Spellseeker for Entomb is a line that exists, but not a dedicated thing. Strix is fine. I got 35 seconds to make 1 more cut. It's not going to be a Thoughtseize, it's not going to be a Ponder. Baracus is good, all my lands are good. It might be Strix, actually. Or I could just get off Gorger entirely and focus on eating their graveyard. If I do that, I cut all my Entombs too. Nah, okay. Strix is out. I'm out of time to figure it out. Maybe Strix is better than Witherbloom Command, and I didn't need to sideboard as many cards as I did. Who knows? We're in it now. Okay, this is pretty slow. I am going to keep it, though. 1 Thoughtseize sets this hand off. And Ponder, Abundant Growth, any rebuy is good. If they turn 1 show and tell me, I can put in Fable and take a wild swing at it. Misty Rainforest is their play. And there's always just the level system of, if I snap keep 7, my combo opponent might have to respect the fact that I have interaction, even though I don't. And then they play slow, which gives me time to find interaction. How about a Brainstorm deck? Brainstorm or Thoughtseize are the cards I want here. I would accept Force. Ponder's real good. Island, Ponder, Thoughtseize. Animate Dead, Flusterstorm. Yep, okay. Flusterstorm directly into my hand. Baleful Strix on top. And now we're in the spicy position of if we answer the first show and tell, we can surgical the rest of them. I'm not fighting this Brainstorm. I'm here to fight show and tell only. Brainstorm did not shuffle. They had this fetch land. That means all the cards on their hand are good. They didn't have 2 cards to get rid of that were bad. Defense grid, yikes. Yep, we acknowledge this as a possibility. And now I have to shuffle up this Baleful Strix that's on top of my deck. They don't want that anymore. In the market for a Thoughtseize. I'm going to tutor Badlands here. Does that make sense? That covers all my colors. Yeah, my play, if nothing else happens, is going to be Fable. Okay, I'm going to extract their Brainstorms and just see how dead I am. And that'll inform what I have to do with the rest of this turn. Emrakul, Sneak Attack, no land, Vesuvian Drifter. Okay. This deck, there's no moons in here. Horses, Grizzles, 3 Grizzle. Okay. I guess that the top card of their deck is a land. I'm dead. Oh, but they don't know that anymore. I just shuffled their stuff. Or it would have to be a red source specifically. Okay. All right, well, I have a turn to develop right now. I'm going to get Tropical Island. No, there's one of those in my hand already. I'm going to get Underground Sea and play Fable. And hope that I get another turn, because next turn I can Spellseeker for Thoughtseize and cast that if I get another turn. Fingers crossed. Don't slam a red source into play, please. This works. Bummer. Okay, yeah, they put in Sneak Attack, activated, put in Emrakul. Yeah, that came right off the top after I shuffled their deck. Sure. Is what it is. Game 3. Defense grid confirmed, but we knew that. Assassin's Trophy and Witherbloom Command pivoted out Abrupt Decays. Do I want Abrupt Decays in any capacity, any quantity? Baleful Strix, kind of medium. It is a flying blocker that I like. Okay. I'm going to go onto an Abrupt Decay. We also saw Vesuvian Drifter is still part of the deck. On the play with Ponder, Bowmaster, Pyroblast, I'm going to keep this. This hand lines up well. I can Witherbloom Command their defense grid and then hold a Pyroblast all on turn 3. If they turn to the grid, I don't think I'm going to Ponder. I think I'm going to hold up Pyroblast just in case they have the turn 1 shove. And I'm going to lead on Verdant Catacombs because Badland casts Pyroblast and Orcish Bowmasters and Witherbloom Command. All the things I might need to do this turn. Ancient Tomb. Lotus Petal. Uh-oh. Oh, well, yep, there's that. Well, I have the Witherbloom Command. I have to fetch a green if I play the Underground Sea. Yeah, I can fetch Badlands later. Green plus Underground Sea, Witherbloom Command. Target player mills 3 and destroy target thing. Mill myself, target your defense grid. Bad news is if they lined up a turn 2 show and tell, this doesn't actually solve the problem. I return Island to my hand. This all happened a turn before I wanted it to. Okay, gotta hope it's Grizzlebrand. And that Bowmaster smushes it. It is Grizzlebrand, okay. Deal 1 to you. If they draw 7, they go to 1. What even are my outs to this? I boarded out my Strixes. Not great. I have the Edict in my deck. Alright, I'm pondering. I'm on the hunt for an Edict. Worldgorger is also in my deck. I could just gorge out over the top of this thing. That's also a line. Pyroblast was the card in your hand. Okay, I have another Ponder. You have 1 card left, and Daze is in your deck. I'm going to play my fetch land, and then cast Ponder. Second Bowmasters. I don't think that's going to get me there. Time to shuffle. Wasteland. Not on time for that one. They can attack me for 7, draw 7, go to 8 life, and try to put a second layer on it, or they could just keep chip-shotting with Grizzlebrand and just hope it wins eventually, which it is likely to do. Oh wait, no, they die to the army if they do that, right? Force of Will showing up a little late to the party. Wasteland the Ancient Tomb. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I should have put Yorion in my hand. Yeah, I should have put a Yorion in my hand, leaving up red. That buys me another turn. Yeah, I messed that up. Still gonna put Yorion in my hand, but that was just a knee-jerk on a thing that doesn't matter. Oh, Caracas is in my deck. That's a live draw. I only got one more turn here to figure it out, and it looks bad. Okay, come on, deck. Caracas off the top. Caracas, Caracas. Caracas. Oh, and we're dead. Yeah, it would be nice to cast Yorion here, but I messed that up and did not have an answer to the turn 2 protected show and tell. I could have beat a turn 3 show and tell, or if they shoved it on turn 1, but the turn 2 perfectly threaded the needle. GG's. Trophy Dream is dead. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. On the draw for the final round, positive records locked, playing for a 4-1. My hand is basically the nuts. Forest, Abundant Growth is the nuts, by the way. And I have Force back up. This Fable can loot away the Atraxa, bank it for later. Love this hand. Underground Sea, uh-oh. Or we're just dead. That works too. I'm gonna let the Thoughtseize resolve. They took Atraxa, yikes. Are they gonna reanimate my Atraxa? I hope I top deck reanimate right now. Get the Forest, put the Growth on it. Yeah, if they just reanimate my Atraxa through my Force of Will, that would be quite a kicking. Thoughtseizing me again. Okay, yep. Thoughtseize, reanimate. This is probably like Death Shadow or some crap, and they're just laughing to the bank right now. We're about to find out what their deck is. Yep, it's literally Death Shadow that just happened to have 2 Thoughtseizes and a reanimate in their opening hand. 3 Orcish Bowmasters revealed off of Atraxa. Time for me to top deck my Caracas and go to town. He took Daze, Wasteland, and Bowmasters off of that. Caracas? Helpful Strix. Well, they'll daze that, but I think it's still worth doing. No, because then if they daze that, Bowmasters beat up my Ponders on subsequent turns. Okay, I'm going to Ponder and see if they want to spend a daze on Ponder. My own Bowmasters, Worldgorger. Don't want this. Shuffle it. And that's not Caracas. And I just inexplicably played a land that does not get Basic Island. I'm just falling apart here. If this was Basic Island, I could Ponder. Now they get to fully Wasteland and value party me. Okay, now they're going for the daze. And you know a card completely destroys Baleful Strix? It's Orcish Bowmasters. But if they Wasteland, then they can't Bowmasters in response to Strix. They'll have to answer it the old-fashioned way. Looted Delta was the draw. Basic Island here will play Baleful Strix. Strix will die to Bowmasters. Otawara, that's something to dream towards, but we're dead before then. Nope, too late. What an excellent hand my opponent had against specifically what I was doing. What if my opening hand just didn't have Atraxa in it? What if that? Then none of this happens. Their win condition was provided by me exclusively. Ponder, even if Ponder hits Caracas, it's too late now. Brutal. Okay, Veil of Summer coming in. Assassin's Trophy. Fatal Push. Carpet of Flowers I want. I think I'm going to cut my non-Gorger reanimate spells, because them reanimating Gorger isn't good. They do have blue cards in their deck too, including Murktide Regent. Witherbloom Command kills Orcish Bowmasters. Entomb for Uro is still a good line. Maybe I just get off Gorger entirely and just play a normal deck, because I kind of like being this sort of deck versus Death Shadow. But Force Negation's not even good. I do have room for some more stuff here. You're bringing some animates and they can hit my Bowmasters and tread water. How do I actually win if I don't have Worldgorger in the deck, though? It's beat down with my 1 Uro. That doesn't seem good. Okay, how do I get Gorger back in? There's 2 Entombs, 2 Animates. Force of Will, I guess, can go, and I just play to the board. And oh, Damnation. Yeah, cool. Okay, 2 Entombs, all 4 Animates. Gorger's back, Damnation's in. I'm going to do it this way. Not going to cheese me with my own creature this time. Well, I will keep this. It's not strong against Wasteland. It does have its own Bowmaster, and I have Gorger plus Animate available. Misty Rainforest go. My opponent caps 7. Watery Grave. Ponder. Okay. This Witherbloom command is not exactly Life from Loam. I'm medium tempted to just fire it off. But also, if they Bowmaster, I want to be able to answer that. I hope I just draw a land and I don't have to think about that. Okay, that counts. It's not what I want to be doing, but it's fine. I care very little if this gets wastelanded, and it does cast all the spells I care about in my hand. Get Crack and a fetch. What do we got here? Dothy Voidwalker. I'm going to fetch in response, so my card is still around. And I need a black source. Guess I just get Underground Sea here. Alright, yep, Underground Sea it is. Voidwalker's in. That will be Decayed Abruptly. That's not one that dies to Witherbloom command, unfortunately. Children's Edict. Alright. The removal keeps piling up here. Maybe I'm supposed to animate dead their Voidwalker there. I think I am, actually. Is there a reanimate deck too? Oh, we'll see how this shakes out. Thought sees me. I will respond with Orcish Bowmasters. I would prefer this card to be in play and not in the graveyard. Emergency Brainstorm in response. This could still end up being just a perfectly fine Brainstorm. They still have their land drop for the turn. Am I supposed to be just main phasing Bowmasters? Is that the way we do it now? So your opponent can't get Brainstorm off in response? Okay, Force Pitching Dress Down in response to that. Sure. Thoughtseize is happening. I hope they take Worldgorger and then pass the turn and die. Gorger's not even lethal here. I can make infinite mana and then put Bowmaster into play and ping them for 1. Even good. Took the Animate dead. Disappointing. That was the most fun thing, and now they can waste me off black, which is all the cards in my hand. Cool. Always had it. Wasn't worried. I'm going to put Yorion in my hand rather than cast Witherbloom command blindly to hit my next land drop. You know Bowmasters is in this deck somewhere, and Witherbloom command can kill it. Uh-oh, that card's tough. Basically, this gets a counter every turn, and I decide if they draw a card or if they mill cards equal to the number of counters and I lose that much life, they're going to mill this turn. The mana value of their deck's pretty low, actually. I might be able to get away with a lot of mills against them. But they scry 2 first, so they can set up like Murktide on top and just dome me for 1,000,000. Another black source always had it. Palantir costs 3. I can't kill that with Witherbloom. It's time to cast Witherbloom. I'm going to mill myself for 3, and you're going to lose 2 life. Green, black. I have Uro in my deck that is worth milling into. Also just Yorion in my hand. Hitting this land drop is worth something to me. They're almost in range of cast Worldgorger Dragon, attack with it once. Wasteland, come on. Stop drawing those. They're very good. Palantir is cool, but I think this card is way worse than Court of Cunning in this spot. I mean, certainly would be more worried about that. But they're going to mill 2 cards here. Maybe I'll take 14 off of 2 Murktides, but you're not getting extra cards when I'm at 21 life. Yeah, they milled Thoughtseize Brainstorm and I took 2. I don't even care. Ponder. Okay. Play my land first, and I'm going to Ponder so I can Edict Bowmaster, if that's what they have, before it hits me twice. Yep. Children's Edict. Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature. Get rid of this thing. You can ping me for 1 and have a 1/1 army, and then I'm pondering. Animate Dead, Flusterstorm, Otawara. Okay. Is Animate Dead good? They have a Bowmaster in their graveyard. Okay. Put Otawara in my hand, and Animate Dead is floating on top. Bowmaster might just kill them here. If I... Like, you can't decline to draw a card off Palantir if I give it to you. They're not going to draw a card. Go ahead. Hit me for another 3 damage. I don't care. Snuff out Brazen Borrower Ponder. That was a pretty big one. That was good for 8 damage. Play Otawara and Bowmaster, Dothy, Voidwalker. Bowmaster is better. Black green. Animate Dead, your Bowmaster. Force of Will. Bummer. Okay. Well, we're in trouble now. The Palantir is at a critical mass where now it's actually scary. And if I had Bowmaster, I would have tried to race the card draw, but now it's too late. They are going to draw a card. And that's the Flusterstorm I knew was there. Yeah, I probably should have shuffled that. Hit Volcanic Island and just shove Yorion. What could go wrong against the Daze deck with Snuff Out in it? Playing just a 5-mana 4/5 creature. Oh, it's in play. It's no longer in play. Did not shuffle their Ponder. Good news, everybody. 6/6 Death Shadow, that's really big. And I will almost certainly let them draw a card now that I'm at 6. The Palantir certainly won them this game. And earlier when I said, like, that card doesn't seem as good, like, it's not because that card is bad. It's because, like, I think Court of Cunning would have won this game just as reliably or even faster. Okay, I can reanimate Orcish Bowmasters. They can block for a turn, and I just hope this works. I go to 4, you go to 6. I kill your army, actually. Yeah, that's better. Please don't Bowmaster in response. Okay, cool. Okay, now I can block, attack back, make another army on their Palantir trigger. Brazen Borrower is scary. Yorion is waiting, though. I should have reanimated my own Bowmaster, so Yorion was live. That was suboptimal. Okay, they're gonna scry 2, draw 1. I'm gonna ping them with Bowmaster. They bottom their scry, ping you. Yeah, this Yorion, I wish it was doing an extra point. Oh, that might be even better. They have a Bowmaster, I'm so dead. It doesn't matter. If they have a Bowmaster, I'm dead anyway. Baleful Strix got in and drew a card. I am surprised by that. I think I have to attack with this Bowmaster. I don't know what flash threat they would have, but I need to get this game won. And might as well cast Fable. We're in elbow tap and hope it works phase of the game now. In there with that. Okay, pass. I have 3 blockers. One of them flies. Here's Brazen Bee. They have Bowmaster, they win, but they would have done it on their turn, so it would have had to been drawn now if they have it. Okay, let's revisit Palantir again. If this card was Court of Cunning, I would be dead already. It was an insanely good advantage engine. It hit me for 10 damage this game, but the fact that I was able to choose not to give them an extra card while my life total held up, and then give in to the extra card only later, if they were just plus 2 or 3 extra cards here, versus my life total being higher, who knows? I talked about this card in a modern video I did that I played it in, and these cards are always worse than they look. They are getting in with everything, might as well keep the pressure up. Have to block the flyer anyway, I can't go to 1 here. And these cards are always worse than they look, because I can pick whichever mode is less bad for me. Even though both are not ideal. The opponent's going to go to 4. I would like to let them draw a card. They did keep one on top, though. Slightly concerning. Fatal pushing my Bowmasters now. Okay. I still ping them for 1 and make an army, and then I get my Fable loot here, which can turn Worldgorger into a real card. The Spellseeker win me the game? I don't think so. Worldgorger definitely going, and I think Yorion, I'd rather have a spell here. Yeah, Yorion can be turned into something else. This Pyroblast seems like it could be fine. Wasteland's just going to be a mana source here. And then I think I want to lead on Spellseeker. She can tutor Fatal Push and just stabilize this board. My Witherbloom command's already gone. Yeah, Fatal Push works here. And then I'll attack with my creatures. Put you to 1. Okay, fetching before combat. This looks like somebody who has a BOWMASTERS. Fetching to 3 before I attack you for 3. Clearly something. Okay, got him. Flusterstorm for the closeout. Alright, cool. Now I attack you for 3. Wow, okay. That was a roller coaster. I thought for sure we'd lost it at one point, but once again, Palantir, your opponent getting to choose what thing is best for them each turn makes those modes all worse than you think they are. My decays are in, my trophies in. I'm not going to bring in Force of Will for that card. I'm not going to melt down that card. Yep, okay. Same deck. In we go. Yuck, I got this one lander full of excellent cards. Can I risk this? How many lands are in this deck? It's 27. There's 26 lands in my 73 card deck right now. That is way lower than 50-50. And I get 2 draw steps before I miss one. Cantrips and Abundant Growths are second looks. I'm gonna mulligan. Sucks. Okay, found a great one. I'm gonna keep this and put Animate Dead on the bottom. I'm gonna prioritize having perfect mana off basic lands first before I start thinking about Animate Deading stuff. As usual, they've started the game with a Thoughtseize. Expect to see BOWMASTERS hit the graveyard here. They've seen my hand. They'll know that Dazing and Abundant Growth might do something, but they've seen 2 of them, so I can't imagine they'd actually fight over this. Yeah. That's in there. Animate Dead's in there too, if they don't reanimate my Orcish BOWMASTERS first. Because my hand is all cards that cantrip, because that's what Legacy decks are. If they just reanimate my BOWMASTERS here, that's a painful situation. Did not shuffle the library. Flooded Strand, go. Okay. I have opportunities to fire off a bunch of cantrips this turn. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fetch Basic Island and Abundant Growth it. I'm going to draw a Thoughtseize. Brainstorm. Alright. I'll ponder with this. Get these cantrips gone before BOWMASTERS is live. Okay. Uro is a card I'm always happy to have. Children's Edict. Do I want that now? Do I want that later? When is that relevant? Okay, I'm going to stack Uro 3rd down. My plan is next turn just shoving Fable the Mirror Breaker. They've had the whole game so far to sculpt. They saw it in the opening, and they've pondered since then. Fetch Shock. Gothy Voidwalker. Okay, Uro just got worse. Okay, there's a Wasteland. I want to Edict this thing, so I will. Okay. Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature. If they're going to waste me, they should do it in response, so it ends up in the void. If they're going to counter this, then I'm probably just going to put another Abundant Growth on one of these lands this turn and pass, regardless of what happens on this Edict. Force of Will, pitching Force of Negation. They're serious about this. Okay, Abundant Growth. Another one. Uro goes in my hand, and then we pass the turn into this Wasteland. They have 2 cards left. Got the Voidwalker chilling. Fired off the Wasteland. Badlands is in the Void. Voidwalker is attacking. Brainstorm, deeply susceptible to BOWMASTERS. This is going to be a Murktide Regent. Okay. Murktide Regent. They're going for the home run swing here. Drown in the Lock. Hilarious. Hilarious. Guess I have to brainstorm. Cool. BOWMASTERS from hand. BOWMASTER in the graveyard. Thoughtseize. Not interested. Put back Uro and Fable. In that order. And then animate a BOWMASTER. I don't think the 1 power is going to matter. And I'd rather have a second one in my hand. Am I just dead? I think I am. Or I can Thoughtseize plus drown on the lock next turn. I take 9 here, go to 6. Okay, I still die. Yep. I need them to just, like, accidentally cast 3 Brainstorms this turn. Thoughtseizing me. Okay. Look at my hand. Look at all the cards that I have, including BOWMASTERS, if you want to just put that in the void and then pick off mine with yours. BOWMASTERS is in the void. Oh, you just had one in your hand. Okay. Super dead. 2 BOWMASTERS in the void now, and an Animate dead. Cannot block Dothy Voidwalker. Can't do anything. And the top card of my deck is not an answer to Murktide Regent. Okay, GG's. A positive record with this crazy deck. This kind of makes me feel like there's something exciting here. I'm going to bring Grizzlebrand on screen where we can all see him. The matches were all really grindy here, and I probably shouldn't be saying this like it's a revelation because Yorion Zenith is just a premier deck in the format, and that deck plays black. You could just shove 4 BOWMASTERS into that. A lot of our awkward draws were ones where Animate Dead didn't really have a target, or we just had Worldgorger in hand for an entire game, just playing down a card. The Zenith deck would just replace the whole Worldgorger loop with good cards instead, which is probably a smart thing to do if your goal is to win matches. But if your goal is to play Worldgorger Dragon, as is the case for Yo, This Is Crazy, then this shell was actually really good at doing that. I did move some stuff around to make room for BOWMASTERS. There was 2 Spellseeker in the original, there was 4 Strix in the original, and there was some other card that I cut a copy of to make 4 BOWMASTERS. Oh, it was the Walking Ballista, because we didn't need that to go infinite anymore. That's a almost strict upgrade. But the other cards, like, you can move these pieces around. Maybe you don't want 2 Force Negations in your main. Maybe Flusterstorm's a flex slot. Do we need 1 Reanimate on top of the 4 Animate Dead? Do we need Atraxa and Grizzlebrand? Like, I don't even know. I'm not even that sold on Grizzlebrand. Maybe just Atraxa and you lose Animate. Keep your 4 Animate Deads. That's 2 slots for your other 2 Strixes right away. Basically, infinite tuning is possible with a deck like this. You have 80 cards to move around. You can decide how Reanimator you want to be, how Controller you want to be, or just get off all of that entirely and play Greensun Zenith and be a tier 1 deck. Lots of great options here, but Worldgorger Dragon plus Orcish BOWMASTERS, this is a massive upgrade. Gorger, always looking for a win con. Reanimator, always looking for a juke. BOWMASTERS does both in the same card. I'm very excited for the prospects of future BoshNRoll brew challenges around these 2 cards. Yo, This Is Crazy. Thank you for asking me to play Worldgorger Dragon again. Always happy to revisit it. Glad we found this spicy little interaction for the future. Everyone else, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.